Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, this is me Fanusa. I'm from Group 11. I'm going to present my material. It's about sex, politeness, stereotype, and women's language. So let's get started. The meaning of sex. Sex is a word used in connection with the biological characteristics that mark humans and other animals as either male or female, whereas gender refers to the cultural traits and behaviors deemed appropriate for men or women by a particular society. There's another perspective about gender. According to West and Zimmerman, they argued that gender is not something have by a human, rather it's act has been done by a human. So gender is uh, tend to the thing the thing that doing by human. It's not about the biological devices. And examining the relationship between language and sexuality involves considering how people construct their sexuality identity. They probably they imagine their self as gay, heterosexuality, bisexual, or lesbian, for instance. But it also involves considering how people use language to learn about sex. But there is an ultimate question: can language be a sexist? Let's get observation through these words. There's a policeman, nurse, waitress, everybody, and people. Okay, the first word is policeman. Uh, indirectly, we can imagine that policeman is the word that describe a job only fulfilled or only can be required for man, and there's no female or no woman that can apply that job. And the second word is nurse. Nurse and waitress. These two words seems describe or seems delivering messages that these two kind of jobs only able to applied by female or by women. And the next word is everybody and people. These two kind of words seems neutral words because they have no gender, or they don't even deliver implication message through the word itself. And the second point is about politeness. Wait. Politeness. Normally, politeness is the mutual agreement among people in certain district toward their language to stabilize harmoniousness and avoiding trouble by involving discourse strategies and linguistic devices. Actually, there's no absolute standard value about politeness in each languages, because each language has its own measurement politeness. For example, like this, like there's a chit chat between two friends, and you can read on the screen. The first sender, or the A, said that, "Dear Minal Aidin wa Faizin sweetie, I'm so sorry from the bottom of my heart for all the mistakes." And the receiver replied that, "Yes, darling, forgive me too." These two kind of uh, people conversation. I mean, these two chat between two people. I mean, like that. Describe or indicates that both of them are not lesbian. Rather, they're constructing their conversation because they have intimacy, or they are a close friend. And let's move to the other topic. It's about stereotypes. Well, actually, I believe that you guys all or understood about stereotypes. It seems like opinion about people, or stereotypes about language. Well, stereotype is a belief of someone or a group looks like. Initially, the term of stereotype referred to a printing stamp that was used to make multiple copies from a single model. Here is the example of, this is, there's two types of stereotypes. The first is positive stereotype. Well, people's opinion about community is good in general. And the second stereotype is negative stereotypes. Well, why do people uh, ha- have stereotypes towards something? The first reason is stereotype is more simpler than reality. Means that people tend to listen to stereotype rather than to experience it by themselves, and there's an erroneous claims that all stereotypes are false. And the last is because stereotype resistant to change through after several decades, because stereotype itself not stay in a stuck position. Stereotype is always changing due to the people has different opinion about something. And the last topic is about women language. Women language, according to Lakoff, she argued that women were using language which reinforced their subordinate status. They were colluding in their own subordination by the way they spoke. Right? And there's a characteristics. There are some characteristics of women's language. The first is women commonly has a lexical hedges on their communication or their language. For just like sort of like when you are trying to explain something to your friend, there's an additional word like just like that. You know what I mean, right? And the second point is tag questions or question tag, just to make sure that what has been uttered by women is correct, or she just want to have make sure about her statement is correct. And the next point is rising intonation on declaratives. For example, like it's really good. Women is always expressive about something, or if they see something that really interesting, and they will automatically say it or express it in a really expressive sentence. And there's a rising intonation to have a tendency of that. And the next point is empty adjectives. Sometimes women describe something through adjective, but there's no there's no negative or positive means through that adjective. Just like there's no content on that word. Just like for example, like she's charming, she's cute, like just like it has no additional value or less value. It just so like that. And the next point is, wait a second. Okay. And the next point is precise color terms. Like there's a lot of colors in this world because women always say or imagine or describe colors in a very specific terms, like aquamarine, magenta, and another example of the color names. And the next characteristic is intensifiers such as just and so. For example, like I like him so much. Yeah. I love you a lot. There's a women language. And the next is hypercorrect grammar. Women always observed about their grammatical sentence in the way they speak, and just like me, just like what I did now. I'm always thinking that do my grammar is good or not, or is there something wrong with my grammatical sentences? But I know. Okay, let's move to the next point. Is super polite forms. Okay. Um, Women always say something. If she want to ask for permission, she will express it in a very polite or super polite forms, like indirect request or euphemisms. And the next is avoidance of strong swear words like fudge, fudge, my goodness, oh my goodness. Like you really you really know what I mean because you always listen something like oh my goodness, you always listen it in your daily conversations or in when you are watching movies. And we are going to move in the last characteristic is emphatic stress. For example, like it was a brilliant performance. It was brilliant performance. Like women always give a stress in a certain adjective to to deliver meanings. And we have been done to our last material. I hope you understand about what I'm talking about, and thank you so much for your very nice attention. And I do really sorry if there's a lot of mistakes. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.